Hey guys, it's Todd with Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com. Right now I wanted to go over the brand new Fender Vintera Stratocasters. They just released this. We just got these the other day. This is a brand new line to go along with the other Mexican-made lines, like the Players and Player Deluxe. They used to make what they call like the Classic Series, which were more period-specific Stratocasters and Telecasters. So I guess the popularity of that through the years prompt them to create a completely new line. So this is not like a line that's only going to be around or a limited type thing. This is a new, brand new line, the Vintera, which I guess is short for vintage era. So right now I'm going to talk about and demonstrate the two 60s models. There's a few different decades. You have the 50s models, 60s, and 70s. There's also Jazz Masters and some basses, which I will be doing videos on in the future. But right now I just wanted to focus on the two 60s models. The one I'm holding right now is the standard Vintera 60s. The one that I have to my right, which I will demonstrate as well, is the 60s modified. Now there are differences between the two, which I will explain. First off though, this is the standard 60s model. As you can see, definitely more of a vintage looking guitar, you know, the surf green finish, lacquered neck. In terms of other types of the features on this, you know, from top to bottom, of course, you have the vintage tuners. As I said, it is a lacquered neck instead of a satin neck. Again, more of that vintage feel. The neck shape itself is what they call a mid-60s C, so it's real comfortable. It's maybe just a hair thicker than your modern C that you're familiar with, but really comfortable, not bulky at all. A really nice neck, something that any Fender neck lover would be familiar with. Pal Faro fingerboards. We have these 60s. Tim Shaw helped design these. These are brand new pickups just for this guitar. So it's a classic 60s design Stratocaster pickup. Of course, your two-tone volume knobs, 5-way switch, 6-point synchronized bridge. I should state this, the fingerboard radius on a lot of the Vinteras are 7 1/4. They are going back to that old style of radius, which I'll explain. The modified versions have a 9 1/2 radius, which is a difference in the two. But 7 1/4 on the standard 60s, and also vintage fret wire too. So yeah, in terms of the way it sounds, just going through a Princeton, a little bit of overdrive on the Santa Ana, the bridge pickup. You know, snappy, bright. Classic neck. Super warm, but not in your face. Middle. Great pickups, just really responsive, smooth. In this case, they're more vintage inspired, so they're not overwound at all. They're quacky, bright, but just unique. They don't sound like any of the other pickups that Fender's making, which is nice, and I'm sure that they designed that for this model. But very cool sounding guitar. It does come in a few finishes, mainly like of course your like pastel colors. This happens to be the surf green, of course. Yeah, so that's this is the standard, and then let me bounce over to the modified version. Okay, so the one I just played was the 60s standard model. This is now what they call the 60s modified. What's different about this one? Well, for one, this has a 9 1/2 inch radius on the fretboard. It also is not lacquered. It is satin finish like you would find on your Players models. Same tuners though, and same bridge. This also has medium jumbo fret wire instead of the vintage fret wire that's on the standard 60s model. The pickups are different as well. These are 60s hot. So these are going to be closer to your overwound sound, a little meatier, a little more grind. This also has a basic S1. So I call it the simple S1. What it does is it engages the neck pickup in positions 1 and 2. So it combines the bridge and neck in series when it's engaged. So other than that, it's same. You know, obviously it's part of the same series, but it's just like the name implies, it is a modified version. So the way this guy sounds is like this. So again, bridge pickup, Princeton, Santa Ana overdrive. So yeah, a little more hair on the notes. I can hear the mid-range bump in it. Bigger, warmer sounding than the pickups on the classic 60s. Neck pickup. Smooth, warm. Again, these pickups just a little hotter than what's on the 60s. The middle pickup. And then doing that S1, this is now engaged. So this is bridge and neck combined. So you can, that's on, this is off. So it's really cool sound. It's just adding bass, a lot of bass to that bridge sound. So great versatility with this simple S1. So yeah, that's the 60s modified Strat. So come and check them out. Again, the 50s, I'm sorry, the classic 60s, the modified 60s. Again, both guitars come in some different colors. This happens to be the Olympic white on the 60s modified, surf green on the standard. Yeah, so check it out. So there's going to be 50s models we're going to do videos on, and some tellies, a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they really went all out on this line. But once again, these are the 60s Vinteras, modified and standard. I am Todd with Empire Music and EmpireMusicOnline.com. Don't forget to just subscribe to our YouTube page. And until next time, see ya.